Hi, I'm Yarrow. I'm just kind of telling random stories for now, kind of get to know me and spiritually awakening on that path, either whether or not you started today, 20 years into it. I'm hoping to be a safe space for us to experience this journey together and for us to talk to each other and kind of see where each other are at and see, like, help each other through it, you know? And
I dropped out of high school when I was 17. I traveled around the country. I made money everywhere I went. I did some cool stuff making money. I started a free food kitchen, which we just started out because the friend I was with was like, I'm not selling anything. Like, people are hungry. We need to give it away. And I was like, I can't argue with that. Okay. So we started giving it away. And
so, a little bit more to the story. At this time, I just figured out manifesting. And I just figured, I was like working on my subconscious mind and I was meditating. I had just figured out manifesting. I was, I would, everything I wanted, I was sure would come to me. I did another video that talked about how I got a bus. It's pretty crazy how it ended up. This is one manifesting story, but it's kind of more than that. You'll see. But I mean, it's cool. But I was definitely like ahead of my time. Like, nobody was talking about. I don't even know where I learned how to manifest. I don't remember who told me that or what. But all right, I'm gonna go back to the story.
then she left, but I kept doing it. And I was making these grilled cheese sandwiches, and this dude comes and he sits next to me. And I don't mind. He's like taking up time a little bit or whatever. He asked me, he talked to me long enough. I gave him a beer or whatever. And he was like asking about the free food stuff. And I was like, I just give away free food, man. Like, everybody here is hungry, like whatever. And he like watched me. And then people give me like sometimes people give me like weed or whatever, acid. And I didn't really care. Like, but I mean, I had a crew. I gave it to him. So he would see me get these donations and see me like get like the weed and get the whatever. And like, he's like, you really aren't doing, like, you really don't want anything of this. And I was like, no, I don't fucking care. I appreciate the weed because actually I did want to give it to the crew because I was too young. Like, cause I was also selling beer sometimes. So like I would sell beer, but give away food. And I wasn't 21. I was 17. I wasn't old enough to buy cigarettes, man. I needed these people to help me, like, drive me around. I didn't have a driver's license. So when he left, he gave me like hundreds of dollars, which I did not see coming at all. And he was like, this is for your next show. Like, get yourself something. Like,
Okay, time out. He gave me like 850 bucks, which at the time was like holy shit money. Like in the 90s when I was 17 and like I left town with like $300, $350 and I like it was gone months. So yeah, I just paused it for that. Like it was it was a lot of money.
I almost always got into the shows for free too. So it kind of felt like I was doing my part. Like, I would come without a ticket and somehow get in the show. And like, always in weird ways too. Like, they called it a miracle, and it was. It's almost like every time I forgot that I'd get in for free, like somehow. And in the few times I really wanted to, I just knew I would. Yeah, somehow it always happened. And manifesting does not happen while you're looking. I promise. You around being like, does anybody have a miracle for me? Like, it would work, but I never did that. Somebody would just randomly come up to me and be like, hey, I got a free ticket. Like, do you know anybody that wants it? Or I'm selling a ticket. And I'm like, no, but I would love to go in the show. I can't really afford it or whatever. Like, somehow I always got into the shows. And I very rarely bought tickets. But what was I talking about? Rehab? Oh yeah. So and then I wanted to talk about weed and acid. It's really funny. I don't know. I didn't really smoke a lot of weed. I did sometimes, but I took acid, but I was also selling it. But like, I was not selling little pieces of paper. I was like delivering it from one end of the country to the other. But that's probably not going to be on this video. Yeah, so this dude gives me a bunch of money, and I don't know, man. Like, the next show, I had more food. It got bigger, it got better, and I mean, I ended up getting a lot of donations. So really pretty cool. But I mean, not enough. I wasn't rich, but enough. I didn't have to hitchhike. Be picky about who was giving me rides, but That's so funny to think about. Saying it out loud is really funny because at the time, I don't know. And also, I didn't think it was like that big of a deal, like that badass or anything until a guy I was dating was like, holy shit, you did all that when you were 17? Like, wow, that's like crazy badass. That's like, you're strong. Like, that's cool. And I was like, "Hmm." And then like now I look back at it, like when my daughter turned 17, I was like, oh yeah, she'd never do that. Now she could. Now, semester in college, and she learned. I mean, she's going to take over the world. That's what you get when you have a mom that tells you you can do anything. Just put your like, and like you don't have to work for everything. You just don't. There's the main thing is the reason why you participate, but you don't have to work so hard for everything because somebody else already did. Somebody else already worked their ass off for that, and if you are kind to them and you are nice to them and you offer them something, it comes back to you because you worked your ass off for this, right? You worked your ass off doing this. You worked your butt off being a chef, right? You became a great chef. And
Quick stop. I picked the worst example. Chef was probably the worst example I could have picked when I said you don't have to work your ass off. Like, I mean, chefs work their ass off. If I probably would have picked a career, it might have been like a chef because I was pretty good at it. But yeah, I didn't want to work my ass off. You can't be a chef and not work your ass off, I don't think. I'm about to go cater today, helping some friends out, making some money, doing what they just need some help. Gonna go help them for the day. But that's it. Like I work for myself, working for other people every once in a while. I have my own products that I sell, but also, yeah, I help my friends out when they need it. But chefs work a lot. That was a really weird example.
your cousin needs a chef at their wedding. So you do their wedding, right? But what does your cousin do? Your cousin's an accountant. You suck at accounting. Next thing you know, you did their wedding, and then you have a new accountant. You know, it's kind of weird how that works. Manifesting, but you have to, like, the thing is how I remember somebody telling me one time, like, how you have to work your ass off to be a millionaire. And I was like, millionaires don't work their asses off. Some do, and they're losers. I mean that when I say that. Don't fucking work your ass off if you have $1 million. Like, fucking get a life. If they love what they're doing, I don't consider that working your ass off, by the way. If you love what you're doing, you're okay. But if you're like grinding, hating life, and you're like making millions of dollars, give your millions of dollars away and find something you love. Get really into that story though for a minute.